So, at level 1, you need to perform a rescue. The old day we used to do it on the same rope. Now, you have to do it on 2 separate ropes. So for this video, I'm going to go up, rescue Martin, and bring him back down safely. Make sure you have enough equipment for this before you're going up. At DSA, we use something called a short link for the rescue. We'll get to that now. Make sure you have it with you. Okay? Everything stays the same. Go up as normal level 1. Nothing is different here. Okay, so first thing to do as a level 1 every single time is change over. Alright, I'm going to change over. Excuse the swing. Leave me. And as you can see, the swinging has no effect on me changing over. Alright, now I have changed over, now I'm ready to attempt my rescue. So I grab hold of Martin. I see a mistake straight away. Martin's in his crawl. At level 1 you cannot rescue someone in the crawl. So you need to make sure that the casualty, or wherever you're rescuing, be it on a site or in a training venue, needs to be his descender. So Martin, can you change over for me please? Okay. Right, so Martin has officially changed over. Right, so I'll grab hold of Martin. What I want to do here is I want to pull the guy in and get my legs around him like this, so that we stay facing each other, almost like we're on a date. So, a couple of things I see wrong here. That carousel is going to give me problems. I don't want that carousel there. So I bring it around. And now I can see everything's nice and neat. So I'm in my descender, Martin's in his descender, we're good to rescue. So I grab one of Martin's cast tails because of the fact I want to use his equipment and not mine. But before I'm going to make this connection, I'm going to take the ropes out the way so that everything for me is clear when I rescue Martin. And the same with my ropes, that one out the way, and my backup is out the way. So nothing in between us is going to affect us now. So I take that spare backup and I clip it to my D-ring. Same D-ring that my descender is clipped on. That is 1 point. I require 2 points. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned the short link. So the easiest way to do this is not to clip it to yourself. You clip it to his top D-ring. The reason for this is, if I clip this to his bottom D-ring, and I pull it in and I clip it in where it needs to go, what will happen when I descend Martin off his descender, if you lean back for me now, in the upright position. And in order to achieve that, I'm going to clip it to the top D, and it pulls him upright. Pull it in, and I clip it to my descender's carabiner. Now, the reason for this is that when I lower Martin onto me, he's going to be on my descender and not hanging off my harness. So, what I do here, I pull some of the slack through so I can operate Martin's descender, and I bring him down nice and controlled. You see, I can still have the rope running over the bent end of the descender, and I bring him down nice and slowly and controlled. You don't lift your hand up and try and do that. You have zero control there. Right? He's going to have a quick drop there. Keep it down and bring him onto you slowly. Watch his back up, bring the back up down. And boom, Martin's on me. At this point, I generally kick my legs out so that, maybe just move him a bit so that I can see what I'm doing. But I manage the casualty. I don't stand on him, I don't kick him, I don't do any of that. Right? And then I bring him back there. The reason why we keep Martin's back up on now is in case me as a level 1 makes a mistake and I have an uncontrolled descent. His backup's still there and I can safely come down to the ground with him. Or if I have an uncontrolled descent, it's going to catch him and he's not going to get hurt and I'm not going to get hurt. So, at this point, I have my backup, bring my backup down a little bit. I need to have friction. So, back in the day, we used to put the friction carabiner here. It works fine here. Right? Not a problem. You can see it makes the rope come over the end there. You pick your hand up nice and high, and then you do a function check first. Now, you see how quick that releases? Might not look quick in the video, it releases too quick for me. The reason is that Martin's a bit of a heavier guy. There's ways to overcome it. The way I prefer to do it, you bring the carabiner, you clip it on the front, in front of you, and you have the friction up there, like that. Now it's pulling it over the descender, but Martin's still a bit of a heavier guy. Need to watch his back up. So I'm still struggling here to control it. What you want to do, bring it back, unlock the descender, and now pull it over. Now what happens, it created so much friction here. When I pull back, I've actually got to feed the rope now. So now I'm not using any of my power to keep Martin there. I'm controlling both of us easier. But don't make the mistake and bring the rope back around like that. You have no control now. If I was to unlock this descender and descend now, and I'm not going to do it, I would basically go down very quickly and Martin's going to jump onto his backup. I'm going to fix that, bring it around, go there. Now as we're descending, I'm watching the backups. Now because it's Martin's backup, I can bring it down to his shoulder. My one, bring down to my shoulder. And we keep coming down nice and slowly. And I'm watching the backups. Okay? So have an awareness of where the ground is. And keep coming down. Now, if I look down, I can sort of see when Martin's going to touch the ground. I want his bum to touch the ground, right there. Okay, so at this point, I remove my friction carabiner. Now, I want to undo this carabiner. And the reason I said in one of the beginning videos, this carabiner must face down towards you, and then I opened it up to show you that. This is the reason for it. For when I rescue, I'm going to do it left-handed, but I'm right-handed. I open it, I stand up, and I remove my D-ring. Now I step back, watch your casualty, remove the second point. Okay, and remove mine. Martin is still at 2 points now, and Martin is something that we refer to the recovery position. Now, it's almost recovery position. I just got to do one more thing. So make myself neat quickly. Bend Martin's legs, put them up like that. Okay? As Martin's sitting now, that's the recovery position.
But if we're also in a hazardous environment, I can pull him over and descend ever so slightly and bring him to a safer area. The reason for the recovery position, if we suspect suspension trauma in Martin, we don't want to lay him flat on his back. We don't want all that old toxic blood in his leg rushing through to his body. It can end up killing him. So we want to keep him in this recovery position. We want to do something called leg pumps. Basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and swap legs like that. And you continue doing that for about half an hour. So that way, I'm only allowing a little bit of blood to travel back and forth the whole time. Because your heart can clean the blood, but it can't clean it all at once. Now, majority of your blood sits in your legs. So if he was unconscious, for whatever reason, he bumped his head and his legs were still, and he's there for longer than 20 minutes, we're going to suspect suspension trauma. So therefore, I want to keep him in the recovery position, do the leg pumps. If the paramedics or the doctor or an ambulance arrives on site, inform them of it. Their immediate response is to get him on a stretcher and get him to a hospital. But that in its own could have a negative effect. We first want to make sure that Martin's toxic blood is not going to actually kill him. Thank you for watching.